The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Lifting up his eyes to heaven, Jesus prayed, saying, Holy Father, keep them in your name that you have given me, so that they may be one, just as we are one. When I was with them, I protected them in your name that you gave me. And I guarded them, and none of them was lost, except the son of destruction, in order that the scripture might be fulfilled. But now I am coming to you. I speak this in the world so that they may share my joy completely. I gave them your word, and the world hated them, because they do not belong to the world, any more than I belong to the world. I do not ask that you take them out of the world, but that you keep them from the evil one. They do not belong to the world, any more than I belong to the world. Consecrate them in the truth. Your word is truth. As you sent me into the world, so I sent them into the world. And I consecrate myself for them, so that they also may be consecrated in truth. The Gospel of the Lord. Keep praying. Never stop praying. And in particular, keep praying for those who are far away from the church, those who have no faith. Pray for the great sinners. Pray for ourselves. Keep praying that we draw deeper in our relationship with God. Because that's the whole mission as we see Christ again. He's continuing that prayer from yesterday. The whole goal of God, of our Father, why he sent Jesus out into the world, was to gather in all of humanity, in fact, all of creation, to gather it to himself. Because again, remember, God is our Father, and like every other parent in here, your deepest joy is when the kids come home. There's a deep joy when kids come home, which is why we love holidays, don't we? Because the kids come home. Keep them in the truth, Jesus says. I protected them in your name, guarded over them, so that none of them was lost. Again, I can see this great desire of Jesus to gather in. And oh, how the gathering in is happening. Something beautiful has been happening in our prayer for the past 2 weeks. I've never seen this before, again, over a decade as a priest. These past 2 weeks has been stunning. For whatever reason, whatever is happening, people that have been away from the Catholic Church for decades, literally decades, I'm talking 20, 30, 50, 60 years, have been coming into this church and lining up against this wall here. They come in nervous, humbly. They come in and they said, Father, I've been away for so long. One after the other. I'm like, Lord, what is happening here? What are you doing? And it's absolutely stunning, these people that have been far away from God. And which is why when I walk out, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a huge line out there, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, what can I do? And then I try to get everybody in through, and then somebody comes in, and you have to be very delicate in that room. Something is happening here. One particular person started coming back to the church, and on Sunday, I saw them at the 8 a.m. Mass. And then I saw them later on at the Latin Mass at 2. And I walked to them because we had a potluck after the Latin Mass. And I said, didn't I see you at the 8 a.m. Mass too? And I was just kind of talking, chatting him up. And he says, yeah, I've been here since 8. And then I stayed for the 12 p.m. Spanish Mass. And then I came to the Latin Mass. I said, 3 Masses on a Sunday? You're not a priest. I'm supposed to do this. That's why I'm always here. 3 Masses in one Sunday? Someone overheard the conversation and they asked him, How does it feel to be back at Mass after all of these years? Tears started welling up in his eyes. And he simply said one word. And here is this person, been away from the church, started coming back recently. When he asked them, how does it feel to be back at the Holy Mass? Glorious. Glorious. Tears started falling. That is a son coming back to the Father. That is why we exist, to bring our sons and daughters back to our Father.